IPL has gone beyond cricket. It has become a platform for entertainment. It's where India tunes in to see sports, thrill, and drama.
This is an absolutely sensational piece of leg break bowling.
Nothing less than a soap opera, if you think about it. Its fast, exhilarating format has become a feeling.
And he's given.
But why? It's not random. There's a 10-step framework behind IPL success, behind it becoming a $10 billion company. And the depth here will blow your mind. Let's dig into it. The overall insight here is that IPL truly solved for depth of engagement. To decode IPL's popularity, we need to go back to 2007. Remember, Australia had an uncanny advantage over the other teams. It ruled the ODI format, winning a hat-trick of World Cups from 1999 to 2007.
Australia have won the World Cup of 2007.
And not to mention India's disastrous World Cup campaign. The fans were disturbed. Something had to change. The same year, ICC was testing out something new, a 20-over format. Well, with a lot of resistance from the BCCI, T20, why not 10-10 or 5-5 or 1-1, said Niranjan Shah. But BCCI budged ultimately, sending the weakest Indian squad with a new captain, no marquee batsman, and a young team. And they would have never imagined what happened next. The bait was set. India was hooked. T20 had suddenly found product market fit in India. Back at home, the IPL was launched silently. And little did people know it would change the way Indians watched cricket forever. The timing was perfect. But now IPL had to solve for stakeholders. This was probably the biggest hurdle for IPL. The ICL in 2007 had set out to do something similar. But instead of buy-in, they were deemed as rivals by the BCCI. You see, BCCI wanted to control everything, from players to broadcasters. And Lalit Modi, whose brainchild IPL was, got this early. He infiltrated the PCA and enabled Sharad Pawar to take over the BCCI. IPL showed BCCI the money. All this while, the Z-led ICL struggled to challenge BCCI's incumbency in Indian cricket. Stakeholder management done right. IPL went after a big market. In 2007, cricket was watched by 2 billion people worldwide. Their hypothesis was that even if the tournament captured 10% of the market, it would give them the world's biggest league with 200 million people. Plus, T20 was a far more exciting and fan-favorite format. It stood true. In 2021, with a global cricket watching audience of 2.5 billion people, IPL was watched by 267 million people. Nothing quite brings India together like cricket and Bollywood. IPL did both. Indians for the first time saw Bollywood celebs and cricketers in the same frame. Better yet, their favourite stars were owners of their favourite teams. Mixed with the glitz, glamour, cheerleaders, loud stadium and infrastructure, fans didn't just tune in to watch a cricket match. They came for a party. IPL also managed to create a win-win for all stakeholders. You see, IPL's value doubles every year. They did it by creating 7 major avenues. The central pool, which included money from media rights and central sponsorships like Tata, team sponsorships, ticket sales, merchandise sales, advertisements, and franchise auctions. The BCCI took 50% of the central pool, 10% from ticket sales, and all of the revenue from new franchise auctions. The teams took the other half of the central pool, all of their sponsorships, 80% of their home ground ticket sales, and all of their merchandise sales. The media rights holders made money from advertising slots, subscription, and viewership. And sponsors took a small portion of the ticket sales. Teams were incentivized to keep progressing in the tournament, as 45% of the central pool was divided equally among all teams and 5% for the 4 teams that went to the playoffs, with the highest being given to the winner. Even when the teams didn't perform well, they still printed money. The broadcasting rights for the 2022 to 2027 season was sold for a whopping 48,300 crores to Disney Hotstar and Viacom. With sponsorships included, the BCCI is set to make a whopping $7.6 billion, and teams would take home about 600 crores annually. IPL solved for the mass to engage. They discovered a wide space in scheduling to secure the top players. You see, India is a winter cricket playing nation. Owing to monsoons and summers, India tends to play primarily around October to March. So the April to May window played perfectly well into the IPL's hands. With no international or domestic commitments, it made sure that the most famous cricketers were available and kicking for all the matches. Evening matches were only a cherry on top. This secured the mass level engagement for the IPL. But the real deal happens when they solved for granular depth. Let's dig in further. Belongingness. It's the most crucial but the most abstract thing to solve for. IPL cracked it. People became proud team supporters, formed clubs, made anthems, and truly supported their newly minted heroes. How? IPL associated big names with big cities. MS Dhoni became Thala and synonymous to Chennai. Kohli became crucial to Bangalore. Every international match saw India win or lose, but at the IPL, India won every day. And belongingness got people to buy in. They bought merch, tickets, memberships, all of it. IPL offered India the perfect product, the right balance of matches. Around 70 matches for about 2 months. It fit just right. Not too much, not too less either. Plus a league format that resulted in playoffs hit the right amount of anticipation with Indians. The IPL opened up floodgates for companies in the ecosystem. For example, Swiggy and Zomato see a minimum of 30% spikes in order placements during peak match days. BookMyShow and Paytm opened up their platforms for ticketing. Restaurants and cafe chains monetized on the buzz, and players like Soulstore and Bewakoof rode the merchandising and licensing wave. Distribution. From the starting, distribution was partner-led for IPL, but it was positioning that really solved for distribution. Having marquee players and the perfect format, media partners jumped on the opportunity to buy media rights. You see, IPL captured the cricketing category, but with a steadily rising global presence and deeper penetration into the Bharat audience, IPL is on its way to now create categories. Growth prospects. CSK became India's first sports unicorn. KKR entered the Caribbean, and Reliance entered UAE and South Africa with 2 new teams. These are literally conglomerates in the making with their divisions in various countries. Imagine teams sharing insights, performance data, and inspiration across their international teams. Fascinating. And that's how IPL became a $10 billion company. You see, IPL's success is not a fluke. It's a well-oiled machine that solved for true depth of engagement. It took inspiration from the West, saw cricket's massive global potential, and nailed steps to create exponential outcomes. A truly aspirational startup in 2008, which has now become BCCI's cash cow in 2023.